Hello guys, welcome to Passages 1 Unit 2B, Mistakes and Mysteries. In this unit, we're going to talk about modals with multiple uses, and also we're going to see some useful expressions to disagree and some verbs of believe. Let's begin. Modals with multiple uses. Modals like must, can't, could, may, might, and should can be used in various contexts to express different meanings and degrees of certainty, possibility, obligation, or advice. For example, Andreina might have left her keys inside the car. You should go to the new restaurant. It's pretty good. In the first sentence, we see a picture of a lady looking for something. In this case, she looks worried. Here, we are not sure about something, but we assume that she probably left her keys inside her car because she's looking in her purse and it seems like she's not finding what she's looking for. In this case, probably the keys. So we're using she might have left her keys inside her car because it's a supposition. We're not sure about it. We are not certain. In the second example, you should go to the new restaurant. It's pretty good. In this case, we're using should because we're talking about a suggestion. In this case, it's advice. You're not obligated, you're not forced to go to the restaurant, but it's a good idea. Modals with multiple uses. To express degrees of certainty, use must not, can't, could not, might not, may or may not. And the formula for this is subject plus a modal plus a verb plus a complement. For example, she must have forgotten to lock the locker, and that's how someone stole her things. He must not have checked the weather because he's wearing shorts. Alan can't be eating now because we just finished eating 10 minutes ago. They couldn't have known the class was canceled because they went to school. The chef could have confused the sugar with the salt because the cake is salty. They may have been trying to save a cat that was going to fall from the window. He might have arrived late at work, and that's why his boss was very angry. If you look at the rectangle below, you're going to see the modals, and next to them, you're going to see what they express. Use must when you're almost 100% sure that something is true. Use can't when you're almost 100% sure that something is impossible. Use could when you think that something is possible, but you're not sure. Same with may. Use it when you think something is possible, but it's less certain than could. And with might, same. Use it when you think something is a possibility, but you're not sure at all. Must, almost 100% sure that something is true. Can't, almost 100% sure that something is impossible. Could, may, and might, they are kind of the same. The only difference is that with could, you're more certain than with may or might. In the first example, she must have forgotten to lock the locker, and that's how someone stole her things. You're almost 100% sure that the reason why somebody stole her things is because she forgot to lock her locker. And to express this, you're using must, have, and the past participle. The past participle of forget in this case is forgotten. For the second example, he must not have checked the weather because he's wearing shorts. In the second example, if you pay attention to the picture, you see that it's winter, it's very cold, but he's wearing shorts, and also he's wearing a shirt, so he's not ready for the weather. So you're almost 100% sure that he didn't check the weather before going out because he's not ready for the weather. For example number 3, Alan can't be eating now because we just finished eating 10 minutes ago. So in this case, in example number 3, you're almost 100% sure that it's impossible that Alan is eating now because you and Alan just finished eating 10 minutes ago. So how can he be eating again if he just finished 10 minutes ago? You think it's impossible. For example, number 4, they couldn't have known the class was canceled because they went to school. If you pay attention to picture number 4, school is closed. But you think that it's not possible that they knew the class was canceled because they went to school. Normally, if you know that there is no class, you don't go to school, but they went. So you think that probably they didn't know that the class was canceled, and that's why they went. It's a possibility. That's why you use could, or in the negative, couldn't. For number 5, the chef could have confused the sugar with the salt because the cake is salty. In this case, you're eating the cake, and instead of feeling something sweet, it tastes like salt. It's salty. So a possibility, it's that probably the chef confused the sugar with salt when the chef was cooking, and that's a possible explanation, a possible reason why the cake is salty. But you are not so sure. That's why you're using could. For number 6, they may have been trying to save a cat that was going to fall from the window. If you pay attention to the picture, you see 2 people in a building walking near the window. Why do you think that they are doing that? You are not so sure. But you think that one possible reason for that is because you think that they were trying to save a cat that was going to fall from the window. And to express that, you're using may, have, and the past participle. And for number 7, he might have arrived late at work, and that's why his boss was very angry. Why do you think that his boss is very angry? Look at the picture number 7. The boss looks really angry, and he's yelling at the employee. Why do you think it's happening? A possibility, you're not so sure, but a possibility is that probably he was late, and that's why the boss is very angry. And to explain that, you're using the modal might, have, and the past participle. To express obligation, advice, or opinions, use should or should not. Then use must not have to express obligations, advice, or opinions about the past. For this, you need a subject, plus a modal should, plus a verb, plus a complement. For example, Mari should take the subway to avoid traffic and get to work on time. In the first example, this is a piece of advice. It's a recommendation or suggestion, because if he wants to drive to work, that's fine, he can do it. But a better decision would be taking the subway. So that's another option. If he takes the subway, he's going to get to work earlier or faster, but it's his decision. That's why it's a piece of advice or recommendation, because his decision is optional. For the second example, Julio and Andres shouldn't have had an argument during the meeting. In this case, you have an opinion about a past situation because you think that that they did was not right. They were having an argument. And if you pay attention to the picture, you can see a woman that is trying to divide them because they were going to get physical. So you give your opinion about a past situation. For this, you use should or shouldn't plus have and the past participle. For number 3, my friends should have called me before coming to my house last night. In this case, you know that whenever you're going to visit a person, you're supposed to call them first and ask if it's okay. So in this case, my friends didn't call me and they went to my house last night. But it was an obligation to call me. This was supposed to happen, but they didn't do it. That's why it was a past obligation. My friends should have called me or should have called me. It's like they were supposed to call me. It was an obligation, but they didn't. Useful expressions to disagree. If you pay attention to the picture, there is a river, and the water looks red. It's not normal? No. Normally, water is not red in a river. But in this case, it is. In this case, person number 1 says, the river might have been contaminated with red paint. This is a possibility. That's why this person is supposing and using might, have, and the past participle to express that he thinks that the river have been contaminated with red paint. But this is a supposition. This is a possibility. That's why he's using might have and the past participle. To disagree with this person, because you probably think that the reason why the river is red is not what person number 1 mentioned, you can say simply, I don't know, if you don't have any idea or explanation for this. Also, you can say, I am not sure. Or you can say, well, maybe, but I think some fish could have died in the river. In this case, with number 3, you respect the other person's point of view or explanation, but also you're offering what you think happened. And that's why you're using could have and the past participle, in this case, died. You think that the river is red, not because it has been contaminated with red paint, but you think that is because probably some fish died in the river, and thus their blood. That's why it's red. But also, if you have another possible reason why the river is red, you can say, I know what you mean, but I think the picture may have been created in Photoshop. In this case, also, you respect the other person's point of view or reason, but you tell me that you think that probably the reason why the river is red is because this picture is created with Photoshop, and in reality, the river was never red. That's why you're using may have and the past participle. But it's also a possibility. You are not so sure. Remember, when you're sure, you use must have in the past participle, or mustn't in the past participle, or can't. But in this case, you're not so sure. You're just supposing. That's why you use might have in the past participle, may have in the past participle, or could have in the past participle. Now we're going to see some verbs of belief. Certain. When you're certain or sure about something, these are some phrases, expressions, or verbs that you can use, and their meanings. Be certain. To know something for sure without any doubt. Be positive. To be very sure about something without any doubt. Know for the fact. To be sure about something because you have proof. Be sure. To know something with confidence without doubt. They are synonyms. Now, the opposite, when you are uncertain or when you are not sure about something, these are some verbs or some expressions that you can use and their meanings. Assume. To think something is true without checking or proof. Doubt. To feel unsure about something or find it hard to believe. Bet. To believe something will happen or is true, often with confidence. Figure. To think, expect, or believe something will happen or is true. Have a hunch. To think something might be true based on a feeling, not facts. Suppose. To think or believe something is true, but without being sure. Guess. To think or say something without being sure. Suspect. To think something is probably true, often without proof. All of them are synonyms, but just with some slightly difference. Well guys, that was everything for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye!